We officially, ladies and gents, had the Raw on Netflix debut, the most anticipated, built up, hyped up event leading in the starting of 2025 has finally happened. This is my thoughts and just review about the overall show, what I liked and what I disliked. But before we get into that, remember hit that like and subscribe button. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers and we have a lot of more great wrestling content on the way. Let's get into the video. So we start off the show with this great kind of video cold open like package, with the curtains and everything, Triple H coming out saying, "Are you ready?" doing his DX skit. Biggest part that we get into is The Rock. The Rock comes out and this doesn't feel like the final boss Rock. This feels like corporate Rock. I'm here to get the views up because I'm here to get the sponsors, get this, that, and the other. And it was just kind of more of weird because I feel like we're digressing everything that we're doing because he's talking about hugging Cody, saying, "I respect you, Cody, da-da-da this, da-da-da that." It kind of just felt like this. He was just there to get the views up with the sponsors, and it just feels like he's definitely probably not going to be here for WrestleMania 41, which that shows, but he probably has some films and stuff and whatever. But I just kind of feel like you built up all this stuff for Mania 40. You kind of feel like you kind of digressing backwards. I was just kind of like whatever with this whole segment because I didn't really care for it. Then our first matchup we get into Tribal Combat, Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa for the Ulafala. And to me, honestly, this match was alright. You can literally skip this majority of this match and watch like last 10 to 6 minutes because the majority of this match was just not really good in my personal opinion. Like, it was alright, but it was just kind of meh. The only time they really got me like a shocking point was those last 10 minutes where you had Roman Reigns is about to get the 1, 2, 3 on Solo. Tamatanga pulls the ref out. Jacob Fatu comes and destroys Roman. Sammy and Jimmy come on attack, and this got a big pop out of me. You had Kevin Owens coming, one of the biggest haters, part of the big three, coming in attacking Roman Reigns, and you thought it was about to be he kicks out. Here comes Cody Rhodes taking out Kevin Owens, and you finally have Roman Reigns coming in. You're hitting the spear, and you get the 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns is officially your tribal chief. I just kind of wonder what's next for both men, because this was really a big story closing moment, because this was like the end of the book. This was the last chapter in the feud between Roman and Solo since Roman won back the Ulafala. Maybe Roman Reigns goes in the Royal Rumble now and tries to win that, and the Chamber try to get his title back, which will be very interesting. And then maybe Solo might end up having like a program with Jacob Fatu at WrestleMania, because the whole story leading after WrestleMania 40 is that losses consequences, and Solo talking about, "Oh, I'm not to acknowledge Roman if I lose. We're gonna have to acknowledge this and that." And I feel like Jacob ain't gonna like that. I feel like he's like, "Nah, I ain't gonna deal with that." Maybe attack Solo instead of saying, "I love you, Solo. I hate you, Solo." It could be these possible things that may lead into these things leading into the future, but I don't know. And we probably get into the next saddest part of the night, but also too at the same time I enjoy it and just get invested because I'm interested to be in the moment and see what's next, and that is the John Cena segment. And it was a great promo segment talking about the reality of things because fans was having high expectations. Grand Slam champion, INC champion, 17-time breaking the record champion, all this other stuff, and putting it in that moment of being like, I haven't won a match in 2000 or something days. You shouldn't have these big hype moments of believing that, oh, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that, and then the fans kind of win, but also at the same time too testing WrestleMania opponents. Should I face Logan Paul? Should I face Cody Rhodes? Should I face Gunther? Should I face CM Punk? Like giving like the little teases of who he should face, and then getting the fans right up. He's like, "Oh, I had the lottery ticket. There's a chance. Declaring myself for the Royal Rumble. If you want some, come get some. I'm never giving up." All this stuff, getting the fans right, getting us ready, getting us excited. Potentially John Cena breaking that 17-world title, potentially him winning the Royal Rumble, going to WrestleMania, winning the title. Like, it really gets you riled up and get you interested and ready for this world tour to see what work John Cena will have to go through to win that 17-world title. I feel like it was a great way to really get it going and get this kind of going, because let's be honest, it was just a great way to get the fans involved, get all of us involved, and get us ready for this John Cena retirement tour. And we're just all lucky that we're actually getting a retirement tour, and it's not like he's just retiring at WrestleMania and that's it. We actually get a full whole year of John Cena, and I cannot be more excited. Then we get into Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan for the Women's Championship, and we figured this was going to be end of the feud, and either if you wanted Rhea or you wanted Liv. I thought overall this was probably one of their goodest matches, even though a lot of people were tired of this feud, didn't want to see it, and some of the fans in the crowd were really into it. I thought of all the matches, this was maybe their best match. This was a really good match, even though I wish they had a bit more time and it was more single stuff between the two women in the match. I was really surprised on how they let Liv kick out the Riptide clean. They let Rhea Ripley kicking out of the Oblivion, doing a lot of kickouts and calling back to previous moments like the chair spot with Oblivion at SummerSlam. They were really calling back to certain moments and other stuff. And I felt like overall for both women, it was a great showing for both women, getting to be the two top women to showcase women's wrestling on Netflix, which is just so great for both women. And Rhea Ripley ends up reclaiming her Women's World Championship. And if you're gonna have any thoughts about, Liv might get a rematch, she might win a Rumble, I don't think so, because the main point was Rhea Ripley getting her hands on Dominic Mysterio to get her revenge on him, take for what he did to her. And I feel like when she finally was able to hit that Riptide cleanly on him finally, that was kind of like the signal, okay, this feud's over, this is the end, and this is the end with this entire feud. We get into this great moment after the match where Undertaker comes out, kind of cool pop and a cool moment for Rhea, having the Undertaker holding the belt and holding her fists up with the Undertaker. It was a cool moment. So I just wonder what the future is for both women. What is the future for Liv and Rhea? What's the possibilities? What are we gonna do? It's interesting to see what they're gonna do. We'll have to wait and find out for both women. Happy that Rhea's championship again, even though it sucks how bad they kind of booked Liv's reign. I'm just happy she was able to elevate herself on this pedestal and get herself to a bigger limelight and elevate herself and get her into the main title picture and the main picture of the women's division. So to Liv Morgan, congrats to Rhea Ripley winning the championship. Gotta see what's next for both women. Then we also get into Drew McIntyre versus Jey Uso, and it was an alright match. I still feel like you could have put different matches on here, but I understand why they had these two on here. It wasn't a bad match. I just feel like it was kind of in a dead spot because you already had this big tribal combat match that people were invested to. Then you had all these other segments. You had Rhea Ripley in the championship, Undertaker. It's just all these different segments that kind of diluted people's oh my god into it. People weren't really interested into it. The winner was kind of surprising because I expected it but didn't expect it, because being in the 1, 2, 3, which one does protect Drew McIntyre because one, he didn't actually get beaten, he just got kind of outsmarted, and I feel like Jey Uso did need to win because he did take a pin on Friday, but at the same time too, it's kind of like McIntyre was kind of on this bloodline bounty hunter type of stuff, so I don't know if we're still gonna do Roman versus Drew or Seth at WrestleMania. There's so many weird directions they're gonna go. I know this is probably not the last of it with Drew in the bloodline, but I'm just kind of interested to see now where do they take this story, because I was kind of maybe expecting that Drew was potentially gonna get the win, but I don't know. Let's see what happens with it. Then we get into one segment that we just did not need. Don't need Hulk Hogan. I am sorry. Don't need dummy, stupid, racist Hulk Hogan on our TV screens. No one wants to see this dude. You just don't need him. You could have had the women's IC title match here. You could have had another segment leading to another women's match. You could have had a return. So we just don't need this. And I feel like it's just stupid. Finally getting into a time where I had to lock in. Eyes focus. Eyes drilled into my TV screen. And that was my dream match. That was CM Punk and Seth Rollins. And it absolutely delivered in every single piece. And there's a little point of me that would have gave it a lower score. But to me, because of how much this means to me, how much they have inspired to be a wrestler, how much I'm a big of a fan of these two wrestlers, this match was absolutely amazing. It really brought the intensity that feud had. All led up to the feud, the personal hatred between both men. It really brought that into the match. This was absolutely everything for me. Everything that I wanted and built up to what the feud was. In this match between both men, they were delivering on every single move, hitting each other's finish on each other. Seth Rollins was unleashing the gauntlet of finishers, hitting multiple GTSs, pedigrees, stomps. Like, he was hitting everything on CM Punk, but CM Punk was like this juggernaut, not getting the 1, 2, 3 on him, not getting pinned, hitting the foot on the rope, kicking out the very last 2.99. It was great. And that ending of where Seth Rollins is trying to do his Falcon Arrow combo for the top rope, CM Punk counters hit the GTS in the one, and then Seth Rollins bounces off the ropes. Even though some people think it's corny, I thought it was great. Him falling over on CM Punk trying his hardest to pick him up, brings him up, and hits the GTS and gets the 1, 2, 3. You see both men on the other sides of the ring, cameras panning between both of them and having a shot of them together. CM Punk being like, acting all cocky, told you I wanted him, being like the best in the world and all that. Seth Rollins, just see him just sitting there like, I lost. Crashed out heel Seth Rollins is going to be freaking crazy. Big three of Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, and Seth Rollins always coming. This leads into so much interest enough because the fans, even though I'm surprised it was 50-50, the fans are cheering Seth Rollins and CM Punk. This is going to be a great way now to turn Seth Rollins heel, because I feel like he needs the next step in evolution in his character, because he had a great babyface one, but now we need this heel one. You can really pick the side of this is a face and this is a heel, and this is definitely not the last between CM Punk and Seth Rollins. I cannot wait to see what the future holds. Both men end this feud, because this is already a great start. I cannot wait to see what is next in store. CM Punk and Seth Rollins. And so overall, Raw on Netflix was not a bad show. It was a pretty good show. I gave it like a 7 out of 10 in my personal opinion. It was appealing to more of the casual audience that was either trying to get the casual people to be more invested into the products and newer people into the product of the WWE. So it was just kind of understandable that it was more segment heavy and more appearances and legends and stuff, which being here in this history making moment. And I had a fun night getting to sit down and watch this history making moment and getting to see my dream match of CM Punk and Seth Rollins. Hey, let me know down in the comments. What was your favorite moments of the night? What moments you liked? What moments you didn't like? What things you wish were on the show and wish wasn't on the show? Let me know down in the comments. Remember to hit the like and subscribe button. This is all from me, and we're gonna have to wait and see what is the aftermath of the debut episode of Raw on Netflix. That's all for now.